All right, so the next thing we are going to be working on is we are going to be adding a link to our Seesaw for students to access. So I want it to be easily accessible, and if you look here, these are all the journals of each student in my classroom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create what I fondly call a dummy student. I go into Manage Class, and I go to Manage Students. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a student, but I'm going to call it links or math or writing. And I'm going to put a dot or a period at the beginning so that it adds this student to the very top of my list so my students aren't trying to scroll through and find the math student or the reading student. And the reason that I'm doing it this way instead of making a folder is because every time students add something to their own personal folder, it automatically goes to, or their own personal portfolio, it automatically goes home to their parents. And I was making Google Forms for their spelling and sending it out to everyone in my class, and the parents kept saying, "Why am I getting these empty spelling lists? What is going on?" And it turned out that they were getting the Google form at home, and that's not what I wanted them to have. So now I can have students go in and go to the links student, for example, and I'm going to add a link here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the right-hand corner, and I'm going to click that green plus sign. And I'm not going to click link yet. So what I need to do, I'm on an iPad. You could go to a different tab on a computer or to your Safari or Chrome. I have Safari up right now. My students in my class use Kahoot all of the time. I want them to easily access this site so they can enter the PIN, enter their name, and we can get going on our game. So I'm going to go up to the top and long hold, and I'm going to copy the website. Then I'm going to go back to Seesaw, and I'm going to click Add the Link. Now on an iPad, it's automatically added from your clipboard, whatever is last copied. So make sure that you do copy it, because I've added things before without double checking, and it wasn't the website that I had originally wanted. So I'm going to click the green check mark. It's going to process it. It's going to give me a preview, which this one doesn't look very great, but some of them you can see on there. It gives me the option to add audio if I wanted to add audio instructions for my students, like go to this website, look up this. I can add text. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to just click the green check mark in the right-hand corner, and I'm going to add it here to my links dummy student, and click the green check mark. Now I've added a folder now in my classroom, and I'm going to click on that just so that I can have a folder of these links. And now it's in my dummy student called links. So the way that I've used that in my other classrooms, I'll show you really quickly, is so if you look here on the side, I have fluency. So if I click on that, these are the fluency passages that I've sent out to my students. I have spelling quizzes, I have links, I have math, things that I want my students to access. I always make myself a student on here. I have reading for reading quizzes, and spelling quizzes, and then also for writing. So on writing, I actually added some of my flipped classroom lessons for my writing when I was gone. I had a substitute, and I wanted my students to watch a video. I put it into the writing dummy student, and all of my students can go on there. They can access it. They could copy it and edit it to put it in their own portfolio if it was something that I wanted them to make adjustments to or change in any way. So that's how we would access that. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go into the EdCamp Voxer, and I want you to add a link to our links section, and if you would like to, you can click on links and your name so that we know who it came from. And if you want to add some text to it saying why it's your favorite link to use in the classroom, that'd be great.